Right then, this is the Manchester United Hull City preview. I am joined by Rachel, Squawker Dave, and Mr. Adam McCullough. We're going to talk about Hull, we're going to talk about United. We're also going to tell you about our Fantasy FanDuel League, but that's coming up in a second. First, off the bat, Jose Mourinho has said that he's not going to utilise his whole squad and start rotating until September. Do you think he's talking rubbish and he's just pulled the wool over everybody's eyes? Or do you think he's actually going to start rotating his squad this early in the season? Mr. McCullough, I'm coming to you first.
I don't think massive rotation will happen until the cup competitions and stuff like that come in. Jose likes to get a settled team. He likes to get a settled back four anyway, back five. So I can't see there being a huge amount of changes. Maybe in the midfield, I think that's where we'll probably see regular changes because of the amount of options that we do have. We've done the midfield debate and we spoke about individuals, but we were all pretty much in agreement that when we play any opposition, we can chop and change that midfield, and it's quite good, the options that we do have. But I think he's playing the likes of Fellaini and Valencia now so that they have that confidence. Even maybe Juan Mata, maybe he would have opted to play Henrik Mkhitaryan in an ideal world, but he needs to keep Mata's confidence. He needs to keep him on side. So keeping him in the team now at the early stage of the season can ensure that. But I do think once the Europa League and the EFL Cup comes into play, I think we'll start to see more of our squad. And I'm looking forward to this season and seeing the different options we have and the different combinations, because there's quite a lot of decent ones in there.
Rachel, what do you reckon? I've not really took too much notice of what Mourinho does at his previous clubs. Do you think he's the kind of guy that rotates in the season? Because I get the impression that he likes to keep with a very strong side, regardless of the competition.
I think Jose does like a settled team, but I think what we know about Jose is like he knows football inside out. Like I read that he chose Juan Mata for the Bournemouth game because he expected a high press, so he wanted somebody who would have composure when under pressure on the ball. So I think that just shows that I think there will be rotation, especially with forwards slots with like Juan Mata and Rooney. But I think it will be less about keeping players fit this early on and more about actually choosing who's right for the game.
Possibly. Squawker Dave, talk to me. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that's it, right? Football is a squad game. You've got to use your squad. Ferguson did that so well in his whole tenure at Manchester United, using different players in different situations, throwing John O'Shea into central midfield against Arsenal, and he goes out and scores chips and things like that. But I feel with Mourinho, there will be problems that he'll have to deal with. Having players like Michael Carrick getting the ball forward in between the lines against certain sides will be very crucial. You know, Juan Mata coming into that central area works against some teams, but it won't work against other teams that are compact and defend narrow, where you need to have someone like Henrik Mkhitaryan to go on the outside, play as more of a natural winger and get crosses into the box. So I think what this squad does have, it's a lot of ways to solve the problem. So it's a very good squad, and I do like that it's short and it's been cut down, and there's still a few players that probably need to be moved on and bring some replacements in, but I'm quite happy with it right now.
I'm going to stay with you, Dave, and I'm going to ask you what your starting 11 is for the whole match.
Well, let's dive in there straight away. I think David De Gea in goal. I think, last season, absolutely fantastic. He's continued this form this year. Probably the best ball-playing goalkeeper in the world. They probably want him at Manchester City, but unfortunately he's at United. I'm going to keep the back four exactly the same. Antonio Valencia's looked like a new player this season. His confidence is back. The problem with Valencia over the last few seasons, he's looked like when he's going to take people on, it just looks a bit too... He's scared, he's afraid, but it looks like that's come back and he's getting forward on that side. Bailly and Blind have been pretty perfect for me so far, playing a very aggressive defensive football in some situations, but backing off and letting the midfield drop back in other situations. Luke Shaw obviously at left back because he's been fantastic getting forward as well. Then I'm going to go with Fellaini and Pogba in midfield. I feel like that is the best combination at Manchester United right now. Marouane Fellaini is a different player. Who is he? This lad with the blonde afro. He's calmer on the ball. He's more assured. He's still aggressive and he's still got that. But how it complements Paul Pogba is he held so well against Southampton. He was so disciplined, and that's credit to Marouane Fellaini. The tactical job that he was given, he stuck to, and then you just let Paul Pogba do what he wants, quite frankly, because a phenom, second debut at Manchester United, he was brilliant. The incredible thing with Pogba, though, is how he goes past players. In the Premier League this season, only Eden Hazard has completed more dribbles than Paul Pogba, and Pogba's only played one game. Crazy stats for a central midfielder. Then the three behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he's definitely got to start. He's been fantastic so far. It's going to be Wayne Rooney. Henrik Mkhitaryan, again, I feel like we need that different option against Hull. Hull are going to defend in a compact, central manner, so we need to go wide. That's why Mkhitaryan's on one side and Anthony Martial on the other side, and Wayne Rooney at number 10.
Cool. Rachel, what's your 11?
Yeah, I completely agree, actually. Like, I think this is a game for Mkhitaryan over Mata, because I think with Hull probably choosing to sit deep, but we'll probably need more creativity, and I think Mkhitaryan will bring that. I don't know if Rooney would start. Like, maybe if Lingard's fit, I'd start Mkhitaryan in number 10, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Fellaini's played his way into the squad now. I think he's earned that role in midfield. He should keep it until he messes up.
Okie doke. McCullough, 11, go.
Come on, then. David De Gea in goal. Valencia, Bailly and Blind. I don't think you can change that. I know Chris Smalling's coming back, but I think Bailly and Blind have looked good. I think Smalling's got a job on his hand to get back in there. So Bailly and Blind, and then obviously Luke Shaw at left back. How good is it to have Luke Shaw back, by the way? Watching him bomb down that left flank, and it showed exactly what we've been missing, and what the likes of Memphis and Martial have been missing as well, because he's been getting to the byline, he's been crossing his winger and helping out them as well. So it's been good to see Luke Shaw, and obviously defensively he's always sound. I think we might change the midfield this time around. Don't think we could play as well defensively away from home with Fellaini and Pogba. So I'm probably going to think he's going to play Carrick and Pogba. So I'll go with Carrick, Pogba, and then the same front four.
Yeah, Adam, I agree. I think Carrick needs games, and I don't want to see just 11 players that are all match fit and then have the rest of the squad not getting games. I think Carrick needs games as soon as possible. Anyway, enough of that. Now let's talk about fantasy football. Let's talk about FanDuel. Are you ready for this?
Go to fanduel.co.uk/The Football Republic to get started. If you're 18 or over, you can join the action. Enter our league for £1 for your chance to win big prizes. Build your lineup with a £100 million budget. Use the promo code DEVILS to join the Football Republic Challenge. New contests every Premier League weekend. Outscore your opponents and win cash.
Right then, fantasy football time. We are using FanDuel this season, which is a new way to play fantasy football, and you can win up to £15,000 every single weekend. If you want to join us, details are in the description. This is our team this week. Me and McCall have also got individual teams. Clearly I'm going to be finishing above us. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, we've got Zlatan up front. Zlatan scored in every single game so far, as in how can you not pick him? We've also got Big Dave in net. We imagine he's going to keep a clean sheet for us. And I've got Curtis Davis in defence. Now you're thinking, Curtis Davis, Steve, we're gonna absolutely smash Hull this week. Yes, we are. But there's going to be blocks, there's going to be tackles, there's going to be all sorts of stuff. We've gone for Lamella in midfield as well, because they're playing the Scousers, and I reckon he's going to have a couple of chance creations, maybe a couple of shots himself, so I think he could be big for us in terms of points. Now, as I said, me and McCullough are going head-to-head on our individual teams, so this is a channel team. We're going head-to-head on our individual teams. Make sure you come and try and see if you can get above me or McCullough on the Football Republic Challenge. All the information is in the description below, so make sure to get involved and use the promo code DEVILS when you sign up. You've got to be in the UK and over 18 to play, but you can win £15,000 just for playing Fantasy League. So what are you waiting for? Get involved, get entering, and get signed up right now. Right then, sit down, calm down, pull up a chair, let's get emotional. What's going on with Bastian Schweinsteiger? David, please, what's going on?
I think it's clear that he's not in the 23, and it's unfortunate, it's upsetting. Bastian Schweinsteiger was really good when he played last season. There were games against City where he was absolutely awesome, and he was good against Tottenham. But unfortunately, he's not in Mourinho's plans, and for me, you've got to move him on ASAP to get him off the wage budget. It's sad. I understand that it's upsetting, but for him, it's his last club in Europe. Try and flog him off to the MLS. Try and flog him off to India. It's what's got to be. You know, there's no player that's bigger than Manchester United. And I think that's got to be said now, that player Bastian Schweinsteiger's quality and status, sometimes you've got to move these players on, and he's not a Mourinho player, so let's move him on.
Adam, he did say that this was his last club in Europe. Do you think that's completely leaving the door open for America or the Far East?
Yeah, I think the windows are I know the window is closed in China. I think it may be closed in America as well. So maybe that's leaving his options open there. It's a real, oh man, it's like Falcao all over again, isn't it? It's like you get this player. It's like you get this player that you've always wanted to play for Manchester United. They finally come. It's a little bit too late. It's a little bit too late. They don't work out, but you just want them to stay anyway, just so you can say, oh yeah, Bastian Schweinsteiger plays for Man United. And oh man, he could still do a job for us, you know, but we've got so many options in that midfield that maybe if Carrick did leave this summer, Bastian Schweinsteiger could have stayed and been that experienced head, but can Jose Mourinho rely on him to be fit? Can Jose Mourinho rely on him to fight for a place in the squad? I think if he was fit, he would fight for a place in the squad, but he very rarely is. So, man, can we just keep him till January? If we don't get any injuries, if we get some injuries, we can use him and it'll be all good. If we don't, we can let him go. But I love him. We met him at Rooney's testimonial as well. And I said to him, like, are you staying? And all he said was, I want to. I really want to stay. And he was like, oh, man.
I had a chat with him at the Player of the Year Awards about Cantona. And he seemed like properly, genuinely interested in just talking about Cantona.
Like us,
the guy's mint.
He talks to people like us and he just listens to our shit. And he smiles about it. Like, this is how beautiful of a man he is.
Yeah. Oh, Basti, I'm gutted it didn't work out. And I agree with Dave. He was fantastic whenever he played, but he did not play enough. He did not play anywhere near enough. But I see a lack of leadership in the squad. I see a lack of people that have gone out and won title after title and a World Cup. Rachel, what do you think?
I just think it's all really, really sad. I think it's all really, really sad. I don't think he's going to make it back into the squad. Like, I feel if he made it back into the squad and we won the league, like, I feel like he'd probably deserve a movie more than Jamie Vardy, because that would be a story. But no, like, but I also feel a bit stupid for feeling this way, because he's been here a year. Like, that's it. He's done 1 year. He barely ever played. It's just because he's him. Like, he's just handled the situation with just so much class, and he's just always been nice. And he could have handled it really differently, because he had all the fans on his side. He could have played this and really gone for the club or for Mourinho, but he's never complained. He's just got on with it. I just love him.
That's it. He's a professional. He's a professional, and he seems like a top bloke. And he is a football legend. He's not a Manchester United legend. He's only been here 12 months, but he is a legend of the game. David, talk to me about Hull City and their 12 players.
Hull City, 12 players, that is it, Alson. But I think what Mike Phelan's done since he's come in is very impressive. He sets them up in a 4-5-1. They defend in numbers. They get people behind the ball. They nick a few goals on the counter-attack or from set pieces. Jake Livermore's, central midfield has moved to centre-back. He's looked pretty decent. But apart from that, I don't think they've got that much quality. Abel Hernandez has had a pretty half-decent start to the season. Snodgrass is an all-right Premier League player. But this is a team that will get relegated, and United need to smash them out the park.
Oh, shit. Can we clip that up?
That is a statement. They will get relegated.
Will get relegated.
They will get relegated.
Dave going in with a big predictions
already.
Right, Adam, they have only got 12 players. Curtis Davis is the one that's smashing it for them, but they're 3-3 this season. So are we going to turn them over or what?
They're one of 4 teams to have maximum points alongside us, City and Chelsea. So they're not doing too bad, are they? So, I mean, they haven't got players. Mickey Phelan's there. That's a story, isn't it? He beats Manchester United with like 11, 12. Because someone got injured in the League Cup, didn't it?
I know they won. That was all.
Someone got injured in the League Cup, so that means one more player's gone. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I'll be on the bench on Saturday, but they've been battling. They've been working hard. They surprised Leicester City by they never just sat back, let Leicester hit at them. And I was impressed with how hard they worked. And then obviously they got the victory at Swansea away from home. That was a sharp victory, but. It could be typical, isn't it? The story's there for itself. Mickey Phelan in his shorts beats Manchester United with 11, 12 fit first-team players. Oh, God. I think defensively, Curtis Davis, they have a good leader there. But as Dave said, what's-his-face has been playing there. Jake Livermore's been playing at centre-half. So he's not a natural centre-half. Hopefully we can get at him. Make sure Snodgrass don't get in and around the box where he can take pot shots and score a goal. And we should be all right.
Rachel, is this the side that we see us going absolutely put to the sword, do you reckon?
I feel like everybody's just a little bit too confident. I mean, they've come in, they beat the champions. You can only beat what's put in front of you, and that's what they've done. I mean, Leicester didn't. If they got no more injuries and they just had everybody survive the season, they could do quite well. I'm not writing Hull off. I've learned my lesson from Leicester. Hull could do this. But I don't think they will. Like, I do think we'll win. But I think we need to watch out for Hernandez. Like, he scored 20 goals last season in the Championship. He's scored in both games they've played this season, except one of them got discredited because it was the double overhead kick, so they gave it to the other guy, which I would have been very upset about. But so I think he'll be a threat. I think we'll win, but I think Hull won't get relegated.
What is your score prediction then?
I'm going to say 2-0.
David?
I'm going to go for 4-0. It's going to be a demolition of the relegated Hull City.
Dave, what date are Hull going to get relegated?
What day?
Cola, what's your score?
Yeah, what date?
I'm going to go with the 23rd of April.
Oh, that's quite late.
Yeah, that's late.
That's late. If you think they're as bad as they say they are, then you want to be calling it by, like, I don't know, October the 11th.
No, Steve, that's when we're going to win the league by, remember?
Oh, yeah. No, Arsenal win the league in October. Are you daft? Anyway, give me your score prediction.
True say. United are going to win 2-1. Zlatan's going to score again. Yes.
I think you will as well.
I'm going to say clean sheet, 3-0, Zlatan, Pogba, and then someone wild like Luke Shaw is going to pull one.
And I predict Mickey Phelan wears shorts, really short.
I don't think anyone's taking bets on Mickey Phelan wearing shorts. Right, thank you for joining us. Thank you to these guys for joining us. Give us your prediction, give us your starting 11, give us your score lines in the comments below. Thank you for joining us again, once again. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are this close to 300,000. And make sure you tune in for all the Full-Time Devils content on match day as we play Hull City. We'll see you then. Laters.
This is the huge midfield debate. Today, I'm joined by Squawker Dave, John from Global Reds TV, and Paul from United Rantcast and Bleacher Report.